Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and I sincerely hope and pray that you and your families are doing fine. You're all safe and healthy. You have probably all gotten vaccinated, and if not, you're in the process of getting vaccinated. So the purpose of today's video is MIA again. I have been missing in action once again, and it's been nearly 2 months. I haven't really posted anything on my YouTube channel. I'm going to cut the long story short and just give you a short gist as to what happened. And suddenly I got into the routine of posting almost regularly. Suddenly there was a stop and I wasn't able to post anymore. I had to just go and visit my mom. I would go and stay with her for a day or two, and on one such weekend when I went to meet her, things in the building where she was living were not very good. A lot of people started getting COVID, and the building that my mom lives in became a mini containment zone because a lot of people were getting sick, and mainly there were a lot of seniors. I had to stay put there, and I was in charge of organizing a few things here and there because there were a lot of seniors who were living alone and most of them had gotten sick. Thankfully my family was saved. I'm so grateful to Almighty for that, and because of that I had to stay there for over a month and a half, almost 2 months. I ended up staying there till things got back in track, everybody was healthy. The lockdown also eased up, and once again I moved here. And the reason why I couldn't really shoot anything at that time because of the second wave, the things were so tensed and everything was so gloomy. And when everyone is sick around you and you don't get very pleasant news from anywhere, you automatically become so low. You just are not in the mood to do anything, and the mindset, the body language, the temperament, everything was really sad. Therefore I couldn't get around to shooting anything, and also all my stuff was here at my place and I was there, and it was not a good time, not only for me but for everyone in general. So last month we came back to our house, and once again we had to organize everything, set up everything that we had packed up again. Both Kunal and I started setting up our house, organizing everything. I had to unwrap my kitchen, organize everything all over again so that the kitchen and the house is functional and back to routine, and that is what I was busy doing. Also during the course of time, I was not feeling too good emotionally, mentally, the past 2-3 months. I tried to get back to making my regular videos, but I was just not finding that physical strength in me. I was exhausted all the time. I was irritable, frustrated, and I was just not in a good headspace for a very long time, the past few months. And towards the end of last month and beginning of this month, I had a lot of panic attacks. I couldn't really get down to making any videos. However, last month I did shoot a very interesting video, but I'm going to post it a little later on. Now is not the right time for me to post it, but other than that, yeah, my headspace was totally negative, filled with frustration, irritation, and I was having a lot of anxiety, and I was getting sick a lot for no reason at all. I started crying a lot. I would cry at the drop of a hat. Everything was just coming on to me, and I was really overwhelmed all the time. I wasn't feeling hungry. I was just wanting to be in bed all the time, and it just wasn't a good phase. A few things on the personal front which were triggering a lot of my emotions, and I started talking a lot in my head, and I was getting affected. I was getting affected with a certain set of people as to why they behaved like this with me, and why they said this or they didn't say that, and it was affecting me so much that it was taking an emotional toll on me. But physically also I was just literally at ground zero. I was feeling like everything is just shutting down, because whoever I confided in explained me that these people, these things, these recent activities which have happened shouldn't be of any importance to you. And I always came up with this answer that it is important because these people are important for me, so and so person is important for me because I have invested my time, my emotions, my love, my warmth. So when I do not get that kind of reciprocation, I just start to feel really really gloomy. I cannot find the right word to explain it, but it was just not a good phase. Sometimes when I was having these really bad panic attacks, or I would cry a lot, if I confided in someone who was really close to me, I was often told that, oh, you're too sensitive. I really do not understand this statement that you are too sensitive, because firstly, do you have any kind of professional degree to claim or say that you're too sensitive? What is really too sensitive? A certain kind of food is way too spicy for me, but may not be spicy for you, and may just be really bland for the third person. So this too, when we attach this thing, too sensitive, too spicy, to this, to that, I think it's pretty subjective, and I think it is a very big trigger statement, and we should be really careful as to how we use this statement, because you really don't know the state of mind the person you are saying it to is in. All that person wants is some kind of empathy. He wants or she wants to be listened to, heard, and all you can say is, I understand where you're coming from, and you're just looking for some comforting words. Having said that, when someone says, oh, you are too sensitive, is there a benchmark for this, that if you are up to this level you are less sensitive, if you're above this level, you cross this bar, you become way too sensitive? I don't understand this. But what I do understand is that when there are too much of negative feelings, hitting you or coming to you, this eventually leads to depression. And I know what depression feels like. I have experienced someone really close to me living it for practically that person's whole life, so I know what depression is. I introspected a lot. I started writing down a lot. I would write all my feelings, good, bad, ugly, everything. I made sure I wrote it in a book. I cried a lot. I talked to myself a lot, and I questioned a lot of things, and I realized that, this heart of mine, which was always so full of joy, so full of happiness, so giving, so loving, so it was always full of so much of thankfulness, so much of gratefulness, and so much of love to give. I just felt that those feelings were getting replaced with resentment, frustration, irritation, anger, repentance. All the things that I disliked were coming towards me. I was feeling that everything, all the emotions that I didn't like were getting filled into me. I was just not feeling very comfortable in my body. I did a lot of reading. I tried to meditate. Even spiritually, I couldn't concentrate. Even spiritually, I couldn't reach anywhere. I finally came to a point that this is what is going to be. No, I can't change anyone, and what I'm going to do is, I gave myself an example. Like when we take flights and we are given the column to fill the food preference, and they do ask us if we are allergic to something, so we do mention if we are allergic to anything, any kind of sauce, any kind of nuts, we do mention our preferences. So whatever we are allergic to is not put into our food, and this is exactly what I'm going to do with the people because of whom I feel my frequency, my vibration is really gone down. I was feeling like I'm not a nice person anymore. So just to protect my energy, I have created some boundaries, and just like my food preference, like how we would give in a flight, if I know I'm allergic to certain kind of behavior, certain kind of action, certain kind of reaction from a certain people, I will not include that in my menu. But having said that, sometimes the people who hurt us the most are in our close-knit family, immediate family, extended family, and if we keep discarding all of those people and don't include it in our menu, and keep away from it, I'm pretty sure in this entire world nobody would be talking to nobody, and it would be a really lonely place. So I again thought to myself, what should I do? And then I came up with the solution. I don't know if it would make sense to you, but just like how we make a monthly grocery list and we put in all the items that are supposed to be got home, but if we are allergic to something, we do not include it in our list. But if we are living with a family and there are other family members, doesn't mean if I am allergic to something, the person next to me also should be allergic to that. Exactly the same way I applied this very same formula. So if I am not vibing well with a certain person, with a certain atmosphere, certain situation, I cannot expect the person next to me, my parent, my sibling or my partner also to completely cut off or keep a distance just because I am not vibing well and I'm not feeling good about it. It will definitely not be fair to the other person. So I came up with this idea of the grocery list. Yes, of course, we do add the things in our grocery list, things that do not suit us, but it is the need of the other members of the family, so we have to include it in our grocery list. Like I am allergic to mustard sauce, but I still do add it in my grocery list, and the mustard sauce is at the moment in fact sitting in my fridge because the other members of my family do consume it. It's fine if there are certain people, actions or reactions which are giving me that allergy, or actually not vibing well with me, bringing my frequency low and just not putting me in a good headspace. I'm simply going to avoid those situations. I'm going to avoid those people, and I have shared this with the people who are the closest to me, and if they love me and respect this emotion of mine, I'm sure that they're going to make sure that they don't put me in a spot where I have to confront such situations and again go back into that deep hole. Having said that, nobody is a bad person. It's just that sometimes you get along, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you end up saying something so casually which may have very deep meaning and repercussion on the person opposite you, which you don't realize. So we have to be really mindful. It is really important as to what we say, how we act, how we react. And I was just feeling that all the kindness and love in my heart was slowly getting replaced with anger, resentment, frustration, and I was just not enjoying that version of me, and I don't think anybody will. So this is what I've decided for me so far. I don't know if anybody of you will resonate with me, but this is the honest truth. And when I talked about raising boundaries, creating boundaries, that is not to disrespect anybody, but to be understood that it is coming from a place where I want to take care of myself. It is coming from a place of hurt. It is coming from a place where I want to protect my energy. It is coming from a place where I really want to vibrate higher. I want to concentrate on the good things that are happening in my life. I want to count my blessings. I want to be grateful. I do not want to invest my energy in these nonsensical things which are just draining me down and creating so much of an emotional and physical pain to me. I really want to enjoy this beautiful, blessed life that I have been given, and just because of that, I have decided that I'm going to do everything possible in my mind to protect my energy, to protect my vibe, to protect myself, and to protect this really delicate heart. वैसे भी ये दिल इतना डरा सा रहता है, especially now thanks to this pandemic. So it is nobody else's job to take care of your heart but your own. So I'm going to take very good care of my heart, just like the way I feel so sensitive about the other person's heart कि मुझे ये नहीं करना चाहिए, इसे बुरा लग जाएगा, मुझे ये नहीं बोलना चाहिए, उसको बुरा लग जाएगा. ये कर देते हैं इसका दिल अच्छा हो जाएगा, चलो थोड़ा सा ये बोल देते हैं इसके दिल में अच्छी फीलिंग होगी. So just like that, I need to be really careful and protective about my heart. I need to protect my emotions. It's time to be a little selfish for your own sanity, and that's exactly what I'm doing, and I don't think there's anything wrong in it. Until I feel all better, until I feel all stronger, until I feel emotionally fit, emotionally stronger, where I feel that I can handle my emotions better, I can handle my feelings better, I can handle people, I can handle actions, reactions better. This is what I've decided to do. Meanwhile, I want to make myself a better person. I want to be full of kindness, something that I have always spoken on my channel, and the kindness that I give to others, the kindness that I expect from others, I want to give that kindness to myself. It is about time I do that, and yes, I think this is it for this video. There is so much more that I really want to talk, and I can go on, but I'm going to maybe save it for another video. And hopefully now that I'm feeling pepped up, I'm feeling better physically also, I'm feeling a little bit better, a little stronger, I'm going to dive into making my videos again. I hope and pray that you guys continue to watch my video, like my video, and I really want to get consistent on this channel. I want to be consistent in my life with everything that I do. The good things that I do, I really want to work on consistency. That is my mantra, and that is what I'm going to work on. So yeah, having said that, I hope you enjoyed listening to this long rant, this long talk. I hope that some of you can resonate with it, and if you do, and if you are comfortable, please do share your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to read it. And having said that, I would have to sign off on this video right here. But before I go, you know the drill. Stay extra kind towards everybody in this world. Also, while you're doing that, do not forget yourself and stay your own kind of beautiful. Bye.